Good morning, children. How are you? Hope everything is fine. Okay. Today, let me tell you or introduce another new topic which comes under our communication and life skills written P, and this will be the last topic under life skills because we have earlier discussed many topics, like we have discussed earlier: attitude, problem solving, decision making, and we have discussed about critical thinking. We have completed it, and almost all we have completed, isn't it? Now only we have earlier discussed even goal setting, leadership, all are over, and the leftover topic today, it's nothing but our creativity. Followed? What is the topic? It's creativity. Okay. Now let me moving to our next slide. Now what's it here? Creativity. Can you see some difference here? Because here is a quote, is a popular quote. It's by Shiv Khera from the book You Can Win. Okay, look at the quote. Winners don't do different things, but they do things differently. Earlier I told you this popular quote. Winners, they don't do different things, but they do things differently. Isn't it? Do you agree with me? Yes, of course. Because winners, they do the same things, but they do things in a different manner. Here in the picture, if you observe keen, if you have a keen observation, you can notice that all are umbrellas, but here this is something different, in the sense the persons who have such ability to create something different, that we call it as creativity. It is a tendency of their tendency to generate different idea or alternative idea, because they have that ability to create something new, isn't it? So that ability, we say it as creativity. Okay, when we discuss about the definition, then you will understand it clearly, because there are many creative minds in our class, even because every individual is quite different from the other. Okay, now moving to our next slide. So as usual, let us look at the objectives of our particular unit, Now coming to these objectives, at the end of the unit, you will be able to understand the different factors that lead to creative thinking. Okay, what are the factors actually, which factors contribute to creative thinking, that you will understand, you will comprehend, and also simultaneously you will know the factors affecting the creativity in individuals, which factors affect a person's creativity, that you will understand, and you may learn to think differently by the end of this unit. Okay, so these are the three objectives. What are the three objectives? So understand the different factors that lead to creative thinking, and you will come to know the factors affecting the creativity, and also you will learn to think differently. Okay, these are the objectives of this particular unit. Okay, now moving to our next slide. Come on. Okay, coming to the definition. Actually, what is meant by creativity? Okay, so creativity is a state of doing, not being. It's a state of doing. Followed? So understand the difference between doing and being. Being something is different from doing something. Okay, so creativity, it's a state of doing, not being. And if you want to be creative, you need to do creative things. Okay, so it's a state of doing, not being. And if you want to be creative, you need to do creative things. Then only that is, we can call it as your creativity. Okay, now moving to our next slide. Okay, look here. Creativity, so it's not a goal in itself, it's a character of an activity. So it implies nothing more than an exploration with the intention of creating something new with some kind of value. So whatever you create, it may be new, but it should have some value, isn't it? So it's not a goal in itself, but it's a character of an activity, and it implies nothing, but it implies more than an exploration with the intention of creating something new, and that something new should have some value. So that is also a definition of creativity. So don't lose hope, you never know what tomorrow will bring. Okay, so in future you may become creative personalities. Followed? Okay, so now here is another picture, brain or heart. Before that, let me tell you, so because if you want to create something new, definitely you can. If you think you can, because will be a treasure house within you. Everybody has got a treasure house within us, and if at all, if you make the best use of the treasure, then there will be a possibility for you to create something, isn't it? So infinite riches are all around you if you will open your mental eyes, and if you behold the treasure house of infinity within you. So there is a gold mine within you from which you can extract everything you need, so that you can live your life gloriously, so that you can live your life joyfully and abundantly. So that treasure house, you have riches within you, but you have to open your mental eyes. Followed. So because many are sound asleep because they do not know about this gold mine of infinite intelligence and boundless love within themselves. But if at all, if they come to know, they will do miracles. Okay, so whatever you want, you can draw forth. So now, for example, if you take a magnetized piece of steel, so a magnetized piece of steel that will lift about 12 times its own weight. You can practically, you can experiment this. So it will lift about 12 times its own weight, and if you again demagnetize it, if you demagnetize the same piece of steel, then it will not even lift a feather also, isn't it? So similarly, there are two types of men. So there is the magnetized man, who is full of confidence and faith, and he knows that he is born to win, and he knows that he is born to succeed. Okay, so then there is the type of man who is demagnetized. So you have to yourself differentiate yourself, whether you are a magnetized man or a demagnetized man. Okay, so and if we speak about a demagnetized man, because why he is demagnetized, because he is a person full of fears, he is a person full of doubts. Okay, followed. So because opportunities come, and he says, I might fail, I might lose my money, and people may laugh at me. He will be thinking that way. So who demagnetized personality? Okay, so this type of man, he will not get very far in life, because he is afraid to go forward. He will simply stay where he is. So you have to become a magnetized man rather than being a demagnetized man, and you have to discover the master secret of the ages, okay, in you, because you have to open your mental eyes, and you have to find the infinite riches or the treasure in you. Then surely one fine day you can become creative, isn't it? So it's all with about your brain or heart. Look at this picture, look at this slide. Here it all, you can be creative it all depends upon either your brain or your heart. A strong will, your heart should have a strong will, and your brain should generate more and more creative thoughts. Okay, so now moving to the next slide. Look here, this is the right side of the brain and this is the left side of the brain. What's written here? So things in the present, right side, and things in the past and future will be taken care of the left side. Okay, your left side of the brain controls the things in the past and future, and the things about the things in the present will be looked after or taken care by your right side of the brain. Now what all come under things in the present? Let me. So non-verbal information, okay, then music, images, drawing, construction, voice tones, creative, intuitive, spatial relationships, faces, shapes, maps. Okay, concrete, all concrete things also. All concrete. Okay, now here, and coming to the left side, spoken and written language, sequencing, word analysis, filling forms, numbers, letters, analytical, logical, all abstract themes which cannot be seen or felt. So they will be taken care by the left side of the brain. So in that way your brain functions. Okay. Now moving to the next slide. It's all about Bloom's revised taxonomy. In the taxonomy, this is classification. So here, knowledge, remember, understand, describe, explain. So describe and explain, they come under the domain understand, and remember comes under knowledge, and apply. So knowledge is at the base, and then analyze, then here evaluate, and finally then you can create. These are these different steps. Okay, in the Bloom's taxonomy. So if you remember some facts, it is because of your knowledge. If you describe and explain something because you have comprehended that particular thing or you have understood that, then you are supposed to apply it, and then you have to analyze it, and finally you have to evaluate. Then a day comes you can create something. Okay. Now next, creative process. The creative process, coming to the creative process. So here, before discussing about the creative process, let me tell you something more about what is meant by actually creativity. So what we can say is creativity, we can say that, it can be defined as the tendency, your tendency to generate some ideas, or your tendency to recognize some ideas, some alternatives or some possibilities that may be useful for you to solve some different problems, or that may help you to communicate with others, or that may help you to entertain yourselves and sometimes others also. So that tendency to generate some ideas or some create or recognize some ideas, that we can say it as creativity. Followed now. Okay. So because it's your creativity which sets people apart from one another. It's creativity which differentiates you from others. Okay. So that we say it as creativity. It's a novel way, it's a novel way of seeing things, or a novel way of doing things, that is characteristics of four components. Fluency in the sense generating ideas, flexibility, shifting perspective easily, okay, and originality, conceiving something, and elaboration, building on other ideas. So it's only creativity which sets people apart from one another, or which differentiates different people. I mean, demagnetized people, or as well magnetized people. Okay. Now invention is a result of your creativity. Innovation is a result of your creativity. And if we speak about invention, what's meant by invention? Here, look at this slide. First, creative process. Just what I told you, the creative process has two fundamental stages: generating ideas or producing ideas, and later evaluating ideas. So these are the two steps involved in the creative process. What are the two stages? Generating ideas or producing some ideas, and evaluating ideas. Okay. Now moving to our next slide. So steps to personal creativity. So first, what you have to do, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Then you have to question some assumptions. Some assumptions blindly some people accept. Most of them, they simply accept some assumptions without questioning. But if you want to emerge creative, then you have to believe in yourself, and also you have to question some traditional assumptions, and you have to expand your problem solving styles. Followed, expand your problem solving styles, and you have to practice thinking in new ways, in different ways. Okay. Then you can personally, you can become creative. Followed. Okay. Now moving to the next slide. So you have to turning ideas into opportunities. You have to turn your idea, and you have to make it an opportunity and use it. So opportunity, you have to first recognize it. So opportunity recognition, the defining act of entrepreneurship. So need to create an environment where people are encouraged to generate ideas. So then the challenge becomes how to screen ideas to find the best opportunities. So the making use of the best opportunities. Whenever you generate an idea, you have to make use of some opportunity, and you have to use your ideas or whatever you have generated, and finally you have to apply them, and you can find your best. Okay, then you can create something. So then you can, within no time, you can become creative. Okay, followed. Sorry. Okay. Now coming to, I was telling about invention, isn't it? Invention is creating something that did not exist before. You know what's meant by invention. So you yourself, if you create something which didn't exist earlier in the past, then we say it is an invention, isn't it? And there is a slight difference between invention and innovation. And what is meant by innovation? Innovation or discovery. So innovation is thinking creatively about something that already existed, but now you add something to that. You think creatively about something which has already been existed. Okay. Anything. Okay. If you modify it, isn't it? If you add your creativity to already some existing thing, then that we say it is innovation. While invention is you create something new which didn't exist earlier. So this is the difference between invention and innovation. Followed now. Now coming to creativity. So just now I told you, generating some new ideas by combining, by changing or by reapplying some existing ideas. Okay, so for example, the steps I can say here, you have to introduce something, a new good, and you have to also introduce a new method of production of that particular good, and you have to open a new market. Opening a new market, it's another step. And then the next step, what you have to identifying a new source of supply of some raw materials, if at all, if it is about some good. Okay, then forming a new organization of any industry. So these are all your creativity, isn't it? Now just now I told you about invention. It's the creation of product, or something, introduction of some process for the first time. For example, Edison, Thomas Alva Edison, he invented bulb, isn't it? He was an inventor. Now innovation here, it happens when someone improves on or makes a significant contribution to something which has already existed, which has already been invented. To invention, if you add something new, then that becomes an innovation. Invention becomes innovation when you add something new, your own idea, isn't it? So now creativity is seeing what everyone sees and thinking what no one else has thought before, because everybody, a creative person also sees what others see, but what the creative person do in addition to that, he thinks what others never thought. Okay, followed now. So invention is transforming these new thoughts into tangible ideas. So innovation is introducing these ideas to the user. Okay, so it's channeling the creativity. Innovation, we can say it as the channeling creativity or managing its application. Application of what? Application of that invention. Okay, so as to produce ideas, new ideas, so that people can and wish to use, so that it is marketable. Okay, so for an invention, the focus is on novelty, and that is a key criterion for patenting. But now, in other words, it must be new to its field all over the world. Okay, now innovation, on the other hand, it does not have to be new except in a specific situation. Okay, so you can say that an invention is anything that is novel and potentially practically applicable. Okay, and innovation is essentially novel, practically applicable, and introduced to the market. Okay, because you have added your own ideas to that invention. So thus innovation may be seen as equal to invention plus exploitation. Okay, so invention plus commercialization, we can call it as innovation, or application of that new knowledge to a particular environment, that we call it as innovation. So this is the difference between invention and innovation. So novelty, novelty is a state, or it's a quality of being new, something exciting, something unusual, something unique. Okay, so you have to accept the individual as they are, not as you are. Okay, now, so there are many factors, many factors that contribute to creative thinking. We will discuss, but before that, look here, look at this slide. Creativity and mental age. Creativity and mental age. So here Guilford talks of the following mental abilities about fluency. What is fluency? The ability to produce large ideas, and flexibility, the ability to produce a variety of ideas or approaches. And coming to originality, what's it? Originality, the ability to produce on common responses. And redefinition, the ability to define or perceive in a way different from the usual. So these are all nothing but creativity only. And sensitivity to problem, the ability to evaluate implications. So here he talks, these are all abilities only. So fluency, flexibility, originality, redefinition, sensitivity, these are all nothing but your mental abilities. Okay, here it is all different types of creativity only. Okay, now, okay, what Brian Tracy is saying, a major stimulant to creative thinking is focused questions. Okay, questioning is something different, but focused questioning is something different. So the major stimulant, if you want to think creatively, and which is the stimulant? Questioning is the stimulant to creative thinking, according to Brian Tracy. Okay, now moving to our next slide. So creative thinking inspires ideas, and ideas, they inspire change. Okay, where do you get the change? Get the change from your ideas. And how do you get ideas? Okay, you, from your creative thinking, you generate some ideas, and those ideas inspire or some change, and some change is brought. That's nothing but innovation. Okay, so creative thinking inspires ideas, and ideas inspire change. Followed? Okay, now moving to our next slide. So creativity, it's all about creativity. What is actually creativity? Creativity is resultant of some interaction. Okay, and creativity is the ability to synthesize ideas or objects, and creativity is the ability to create new ideas, new theories, or new objects, and it is the ability to develop something original, and it has several dimensions, and it is a process as well as a product. It's a process, and the end of process is nothing but product. Okay, so it is a complex, dynamic, and serious process. Okay, and creativity knows no special medium, place, or no special person or time. Okay, and creativity is the capacity to accept some challenge, isn't it? It's a challenging task, and it is the freedom to exercise choice. You make your own choice, and you exercise your own choice, and finally it results in some innovation, isn't it? So these are all the different definitions of creativity. What is actually creativity? Okay, now there is no innovation and creativity without failure. Yeah, in the process here, the example is bulb only, because about Edison also, he failed many times, around 10,000 times. Finally he was successful. So there is no innovation. There is no innovation and creativity without failure. Failure is a part of success, and failure certainly will lead to success if you never give up. Okay, so there is no innovation and creativity without failure. Okay, so creativity is a natural extension of our enthusiasm. Yeah, the basic root of creativity is enthusiasm. If you are enthusiastic, then that will help you to generate some ideas, and in that process, after hard work, after consistent efforts and continuous efforts, then finally it will result in some creativity. Okay, so creativity is a natural extension of our enthusiasm. Okay, the seed to creativity is enthusiasm, is the seed of creativity. Okay, creativity is not a competition. It's not a it's because no one will be competing with you. It all depends upon your own mindset, isn't it? And next, moving to the have no fear of perfection. You will never reach it, because if you want to make something perfect or invent or create something perfect, then you can never reach that end. But it will be full of flaws, but later you can edit and do it. So have no fear of perfection, because you shouldn't fear about that. Have no fear of perfection, then you will never reach it. Okay, the worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt. If you doubt yourself, then you can never become creative. The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt. Okay, now moving to our next slide. Creativity is intelligence having fun. What is it? It is intelligence having fun. So making mistakes is part of the process. Yeah, those are nothing but the failures. Making mistakes is part of the process. Okay, now so creativity is the power to act. What's creativity? It's the power to act. So before that, okay, let us discuss some factors that lead to creative thinking. Now, what factors lead to your creative thinking? Your educational level is a factor, and differential treatment of boys and girls, that also is a factor. Because it will be some gender bias. Okay, and premature attempts to eliminate fantasy, and some restrictions on manipulation and curiosity. Yes, if you are curious enough, and if you generate some ideas, there will be some restrictions from many. You have to face, you have to overcome all those restrictions, and some conditions resulting in some fear, some timidity, both authority and some peer relations also. Okay, and some misplaced emphasis on certain verbal skills, and especially on mechanics like that. Okay, and overemphasis on prevention and on success, and one other thing is some because of the lack of resources also. That is also a factor that will lead to creative thinking. Okay, lack of resources for working out ideas. So many factors Okay, they obstruct your creative thinking. And now there are many steps involved, in scientific approach to creative thinking. So steps are, the first step will be, obviously it will be generation of ideas. Okay, so idea generation. Now ideas, they can be tested in many ways. So some tests are relatively, they will be straightforward, and some require a lot of time, and so some require a lot of time as well, a lot of effort, and there you need some specialized tools also. Explicitly discussing the logic and thought process that inform experimental methods, it will take some time. It will take some time. Even if you generate some ideas, also that will take some time, because you need to experiment and you need to describe many about that, isn't it? And another step is your curiosity. It's nothing but, I told you, enthusiasm, like that. So your curiosity, so it involves an inquiry outside, and the scientific attitude, it is based on some assumption. You, based on some assumption only, you inquire further about that, and it all depends upon your attitude, your curiosity. So because the truth may be known through observation only, isn't it? If you observe something and if you experiment, then only you can proceed further. So now if you simply have some non-scientific attitude, then it is a belief that truth already is known, or that it may be known in ways that do not involve interacting with the external world. So you have to observe, then you have to experiment. So though you have some curiosity, these are some steps, then only you can proceed further. And one more thing is imagination, your imagination, your thought process. Okay, so imagination, it's the ability to come up with some mental images of something. Those mental images may be virtual, they may not be real, and if you come, then you can come up with some new ideas, some creative ideas, and that is another step. And now later you can say, we can say elaboration also. So is elaboration in the sense, to give more details, more ideas about something to discuss, or something to the to a greater extent. So elaborating, that is another step involved in creative thinking and in creativity. And complexity can be also said, so it's generally used to characterize something with many parts, where those parts interact with each other in multiple ways they interact. So that we said is complexity. And because that is that is an important step, complexity is also an important step. Now coming to another step is abstraction. It is, some general rules will be derived from the usage and classification of some specific examples. So that is another step. And say you have to simplify later. You have to though, because it is complex, you have to simplify it later. And so simplification is another step. Simplification in the sense, it's a process of replacing by an equivalent one, that is simpler one. And divergent thinking, that day I told you, convergent, the difference between divergent and convergent. Divergent is thinking creatively, okay, and convergent is just simply memorizing the facts and reproducing them. So you have to think divergent. To become creative, you have to think divergently. And now divergent thinking represents the potential, your potential for creative thinking, and your potential for problem solving. Okay, so it's not synonymous with actual creative behavior, but it is proven to be some good estimate only, because that will help you in your creative ability. Okay, so it is also used as constructive research, or empirical research, and in various applied settings you need some divergent thinking. Okay, then only you can become creative. And also fluency is needed. Fluency, it's your ability to understand having learned, because that is important. And flexibility, there should be some flexibility also, is another step involved. So flexibility here in the sense, your ability to very effectively is output within a certain range, you're within a framework, so within a time frame. And also now another important quality to become creative or emerge creative is your persistence. Persistence is you willing to work for long hours, for long time, devote your time for a given task, and to work under even the sometimes the conditions may be adverse also. If necessary, you have to work in that conditions, adverse situations also. Persistently you have to work, willing to work for long hours, that we can say it as your persistence. So that is very much needed and to become creative. And you have to be at every stage, you have to be motivate yourself. So because always you cannot expect some person to motivate yourself from outside or extrinsic motivation. So intrinsically, internally, you have to motivate yourself, you have to trigger yourself. So that we said is intrinsic motivation. That is another step which is needed to become creative. So what we can say it as intrinsic motivation, because it's defined, it can be defined as performing an action, and it's done for the sake of some external outcome. You are expecting some outcome, and you have to intrinsically motivate yourself continuously, and also you have to take some risks because you may meet many failures in the process. So you have to take some risks. So risk taking is also another step, and risk taking, it refers to your tendency to engage in behaviors that have the potential. Sometimes there may be some harm, some threat to you, but you have to accept to take some risks. Okay. And empathy, its ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Always sympathy is something different from empathy. So if you have some sympathetic feeling, that's different. And if you yourself imagine to be in the situation of others and then feel sympathetic, then we call it as empathetic. Okay. So you have to be empathetic. And originality is also another step. So this is your ability to produce unusual ideas. You shouldn't imitate somebody. To become creative, you shouldn't imitate anyone. You have to solve any problem in some unusual way, different way, other than like others. Okay. And you have to use any situation in an unusual manner. Then that we say it as your originality. You have to keep your originality with you. And storytelling. So it's an interactive art of using words and actions to reveal elements. Okay. So that listeners, their imagination you have to encourage. Okay. So that is also another step. And flow, moving from one place to another in a steady stream, typically in large numbers, that is also another step involved in creativity followed. So in this process, many factors, I told you, many factors will affect your, so many of which factors affect your creativity. So some factors again, like solving open-ended problems, or you have to foster on your critical thinking, and you have to promote your flexibility, you have to promote your originality, then only you can be successful. Okay. Follow. Now here, look at the slide. Creativity is a power to act. Your power to act on anything, that we can say it as your creativity. Your power to act on anything, that we call it as creativity. Followed. Okay. Now, if we speak about the concept, if we want to speak about the concept of thinking, then we have two different types of thinking, because thinking is nothing but creativity only. So we have two different types of thinking. So one can be said as linear thinking. Linear, always in a line straight away. Okay. And the other type of thinking we can say it as lateral thinking. What are the two concepts? So linear thinking and lateral thinking. So coming to linear thinking. So linear thinking is a process where they think, some people, they think in an order. They experience everything in an order and they express them in an order, in a straight way. So it always, they follow sequential manner, like a straight line. Now, if you want to move get from one place to another, which is the shortest distance, it can be a straight line. A straight line, if drawn between 2 points, that can be the shortest distance. So the thinking also, their thinking will be like that only. And it will be always step by step. To solve any problem, they follow some step by step methods only. And they take one step and again systematically they take the second another step. So both intake and outflow, they are predictable and efficiently. There'll be something presented orderly, and everything will be learned in an orderly, or in a systematic way, in a linear way, and written also in a linear way. So that thinking, we call it as systematic thinking, or we can call it linear thinking, because it proceeds step by step. Okay. And there is another thinking, just now I told you. What is it? Lateral thinking. Lateral thinking in the sense, here solving problems through some indirect method, or solving problems in a differently, through a creative approach, and they use their reasoning. Okay. Using reasoning that is not immediately obvious, but it involves some alternatives also. Finally, they'll reach their target. So that we say it as lateral thinking. So they have a different perspective. Lateral thinkers, they have a different perspective, and they find a new way. Most people, they find a solution for a problem. Okay, but these lateral thinkers, they find a new way to the same problem, and they finally resolve it. Okay, so it helps with some, because they have some strategic planning, and they think outside of the box. Okay, even the issue may be everyday issue, but they think outside of the box. Okay, so we call them as lateral thinkers. So we have basically two types of thinkers. So linear thinkers as well as lateral thinkers. Now these lateral thinkers, they become more and more creative. Followed. Okay, so now there we can see, if we look at the qualities, if we look at the qualities of creative people, they have some special qualities, they have some special qualities, and we can say as distinctive qualities. Those qualities we can say as distinctive qualities. So let me in brief tell you about all the distinctive qualities of all these creative people. Okay, so coming to the first quality, I can say it is associative orientation. What is it? Associative orientation. So they will be imaginative, they will be playful, okay, and they have a wealth of ideas, and they have ability to be committed, and there will be some transition between fact and fiction. The others, they simply accept the facts, but here they have some sliding transitions between fact and fiction. Okay, so they will be imaginative, they will be playful, and they have wealth of ideas, and they have ability to be committed, and they have sliding transitions between fact and fiction. So we can say it as associative orientation. They have some quality called associative orientation followed. So this is one of the quality of the creative people. Now they have a need for originality, so they resist rules and conventions, and they have some instead of simply accepting anything, they have some rebellious attitude, because they have a need to do things no one else does, isn't it? So they don't accept them, but they come with different ideas, and they argue about that particular thing, and so we can say it as they have rebellious attitude. Okay, and another important quality is motivation. So they have a need to perform, so they will always be goal oriented, and they have some innovative attitude, and they have that stamina to tackle different difficult issues even. So that stamina they have, so that we can set as motivation. And another quality, we can say it as they have ambition. Ambition in the sense, they have a need to be influential, they attract everybody's attention, and they attract recognition, because and such attitude, such quality, we can say it as ambition. They will always be ambitious. Okay, ambitious. And another quality, we can say it as flexibility. So flexibility in the sense, they have the ability to see different aspects of issues, and they come up with optimal solutions. So that quality, we can say it as flexibility. What we can say? Flexibility. Okay, and they have some low emotional stability. So they have a tendency to experience negative emotions also, and greater fluctuations in moods they have, because they are creative. So they have greater fluctuations in moods and emotional states, and failing sometimes they get demotivated, and failing some self confidence also will we see. So in sense, they have low emotional stability. And another quality, we can say it says low sociability. So they have a tendency not to be very considerate, they're obstinate, and they find faults and flaws in ideas and people. When always some people, creative people, they go on finding faults, then they can't socialize with many, isn't it? Nobody will tend to be friendly with them, so they will not be that sociable. So low sociability can also be a quality of such creative persons. They remain isolated, because they remain isolated, thinking, sitting in some rooms. Okay, okay, then only they want some peace of mind, and then so that they can generate some ideas, they will tend to remain isolated rather than socializing. Okay, and deep thinkers. So it should come as no surprise that creative people, they are deep thinkers only. They dive deep into some philosophical questions also, and they want to get the root of because everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid, isn't it? So that is a popular saying only. You can't judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, because it always lives in water. Then how can you expect a fish to climb a tree? Okay, everybody has got their own intelligence, and so judging should be proper, and but only some will be creative, and creativity, judging properly, you have to judge properly, isn't it? So expecting too much from somebody, it's not possible, because only few can become creative. they so here creative people, they internalize their thoughts, and their mind is always running. They think always. They are intelligent, and they become knowledgeable about religion, politics, or everything. And they want, in general, they sometimes become philosophical, and they want about meaning of life also. And they tend to use their deep thoughts and their inner, and the innermost workings of their mind for inspiration of their work. And sometimes they be open minded also. And open minded is also another quality of creative people. So there are many qualities to discuss. Okay, so they tend to be very open to new ideas, new ways, because most of the people, they simply accept what are the facts, what are there. But here these people, they are open minded, and they are open to new ways of thinking, because they constantly think about life, and things from different perspectives. So when they are living their life, putting themselves in others shoes, so they put themselves in other people's shoes, and they think. So because only few people will be like that, and thinking in a different mindset comes easily to them. Okay, so they'll be open minded, we can say. And it's in something appreciable character. But many people think that they are something different, but no, it's not like that. They are different from us because they are creative. Okay, and interesting. They appear to be very interesting. They are truly interesting individuals. They have such a vibrant personality, because they can that can entertain others, and keep you occupied for us. And they have a wide range of interests, which makes talking to them about nearly anything. So they entertain others, and we can have some fun time with them. And they know how to conversant with a diverse group of people, and they always have something interesting to say other than others. Okay, unlike others. And they have fun even. They creative people, they are a good time, and they are fun to be around, since they have such a thirst for life. And they are excited. They appear to be very excited about new people, or new places, and new things. And they want to soak in everything that life has to offer. And then they put their experiences, they gain many experiences, and they put all those experiences in their work. Followed. Okay. And I told you, they will be certainly ambitious, because they think that no task is too small for them to tackle. So they tend to tackle with every task, and they are ready to take on a lot of work at once. And then, because they know they can, and they believe that they can produce some awesome results. So most of the time they do so under an intense deadline. They themselves put some deadline, and they undergo they tend to undergo, they take up much stress even. They take up much stress. Followed. And also, most of the time, because whether it is the first draft of maybe a novel also, if we speak about an author also, they think differently. Whether it is a first draft of a novel due within a month, or a collection of sculptures they have to create for an art, so they know they can do it. They believe that they can do it. Followed. Okay, so they will always be ambitious. They'll always be ambitious. And also, they'll be very sensitive. They'll be very sensitive. And creative people, they are sensitive, since they are very in tune with their emotions and feelings, and they capture the sensitivity, and because they use it as an inspiration for their work. And they have they have certain sensitivity for people, and for feedback, beauty, and other aspects of their life. So they have a heightened sense of sensitivity. Then at all times they have some sensitivity. Followed. And they will be very active in the sense, because they have no tolerance for boredom, and they want to be creating their craft, or improve their craft, or they are down for anything that comes their way. Okay, so because there's a way for them to do it better, and they find it to do something better. And they because they always thrive. Creative people, they thrive for what? Thrive on some new experiences. They thrive on some exciting experiences, because that will provide them some inspiration for their, it may be writing a novel, or some poetry, or maybe about music, or dance, or any artwork, or any innovation, or anything. But they'll be very active. How they'll be very active. Followed. And they spread happiness. And they share their passion with the world. And because they tend to spread some happiness, and spreading happiness through creativity, when it will happen only when they are passionate. It will happen when they are only passionate. Followed. And you know, they share their work. They share their work with others. And their art evokes certain emotions and responses from people, and it may also inspire other people also, and they tend to become more and more creative, so they inspire the people around them, and they always enjoy sharing their work with others, and because it makes them happy. Because when we listen to something, we review, we discuss, we have a discussion with them, and we appreciate them, and that will in turn motivate them, isn't it? So they always, now what I can say is, the creative people, they tend to be happy, positive and unbeatable, etc. So I told you now many qualities of creative people. So in brief again, let me revise. So some distinctive qualities of creative people are associative orientation, need for originality and motivation. They'll be ambitious, they'll be flexible, they have low emotional stability, and they will be low, so they have low sociability, and always they'll be deep thinkers. Okay. And they'll be open minded, interesting, fun, they'll be sensitive, they'll be active, isn't it? So these are all some qualities of creative people. Followed. Now, so if at all, I told you about two types of thinking: linear thinking and lateral thinking. So creative thinkers always should have lateral thinking. Then only they can become creative, isn't it? Because they need some reasoning. It's all about reasoning. And reasoning, unless they are until and unless they can reason something, they can't generate some ideas, isn't it? So because they are concerned with changing concepts, they are concerned with changing perceptions, isn't it? So then only they can have the ability to think quickly, think differently, and they can make new ideas possible, isn't it? And so they have to think laterally, so they have to look at things differently, isn't it? So that then only they can find some new way, the new way to problem solving, isn't it? And they then only they'll be prepared to try a new thinking process, and then their thoughts will be obviously they'll be generative, isn't it? Okay, so now look at the other slide. Moving to the next slide. Here. It is the supreme art. What is creativity? It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. Yeah. So a teacher is supposed to awaken joy and help a student to think creatively. While imparting knowledge, she also should motivate the children so that they can creatively think, isn't it? It's a quotation said by Albert Einstein. Okay. Next. Moving to the next slide. Creativity is a type of learning process where the teacher and the pupil are located in the same individual. Yeah. Teacher as well as the pupil, they are located in the same individual. He himself should be a teacher as well as a student. Moving to the next slide. The mind is not a vessel to be filled but a fire to be kindled, isn't it? Mind always should be, there should be some burning desire, and the mind is not a vessel to be filled but a fire to be kindled. Okay, next. There's no doubt that creativity is the most important human resource of all. Yeah, creativity, yes, creativity is the most important human resource. With that resource, they will begin to think. And moving to our next slide. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. It's also said by Albert Einstein. Imagination, what is everything? Imagination. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Creativity is just connecting things. Creativity is just connecting things, but laterally. Followed. Stay original and let the world copy you. Stay original, because a creative person always will be original, and let the world copy you. Okay. So now there are many, for example, so creative people, so creative problem solving will also be there. What is meant by creative problem solving? It is solving a problem using your creativity, developing some new ideas and finding different solutions to the same problem, thinking differently. That we say it as creative way of problem solving. isn't it? Because you think divergently. You focus on your mind, isn't it? You focus on your mind on creating at the first stage, and then you evaluate at the second stage, isn't it? You ask problems as questions, and you suspend some judgment, and you have clarity. You identify the problem, and what you do then, after identifying, you research the problem, and you formulate your creative challenges, and you generate ideas, and you combine, and then you evaluate the ideas. You drop an action plan, and you do it. Finally, you do it. You implement the ideas you generated. Then that we say it as creative problem solving. Followed? That we can say it as creative problem solving. Okay. So now, so creative persons we find only few we find, because okay. So what they do, first they say that first I dream my painting, then I paint my dream. First, creative persons, just they don't paint something. So an ordinary person simply starts painting, but first they dream their painting, and then later they paint their dream. Followed what I said? They dream their painting, later they paint their dream. The dream they paint. Okay. So the way to get good ideas is to get lots of ideas, and they throw the bad ones away. Then they are left with only the good ideas. Followed? So that is the difference between a normal person and a creative person. Okay. So we can give you many activities. Many activities can be given in the classroom as part of creativity. But let me tell you something. So we are human. We are human. We are not perfect. But we are alive. We try things. In the process of trying things, we make mistakes. We stumble. We fall. We get hurt. Again we rise. We rise again. We try again still. We keep learning. Isn't it? We keep growing. Okay? And we are thankful. We are thankful for the priceless opportunity called life, because life gives us many opportunities, and we are thankful for this priceless opportunity called what? Life. We have to always get motivated or inspired looking at waves, because they know that they'll fall, but still they tend to rise. Waves rise and fall, but in spite of knowing that they fall, still they always rise, isn't it? So waves are always something inspiring. So let me repeat what I told you just now. We are human. We are not perfect. We are alive. We try things. We make mistakes. We stumble. We fall. We get hurt. But we rise again. We try again. We keep learning. We keep growing. And we should be thankful, and we are thankful always for this priceless opportunity called life, because we have got a human brain. Brain is something gifted by God. Unlike other living beings on the earth, we have an effective, capable brain, ability to think. So we have to make the best use of our mind, and we have to create wonders or make miracles. We have to make miracles. Okay. So now, and let me tell you, it's not it's a small story. Actually, it's not a story. Just there's always a better way, because there is always a better way to do things. So there was a blind boy, and a blind boy sat on the steps of a building with a hat by his feet. He put his hat near his feet. Okay. So he held up a signboard which said, "I am blind. Please help. I am blind. Please help." Then there were only a few coins in the hat. The passers-by, they offered only few coins. Okay. And a man was walking by, and he took a few coins from his pocket, and he dropped them into the hat. And he then took the sign. He took the signboard, and he turned it around, and he wrote some words. And he put the signboard there back, so that everyone who walked by would see the new words. And soon the hat began to fill up. Until then, there were only few coins dropped into the hat. But now, soon, within no time, when this man changed the signboard, okay, so because he wrote something on that, and soon, within no time, the hat began to fill up. And a lot more people, they were giving money to the blind boy. That afternoon, the man who had changed the signboard, again in the afternoon, he went away to his work, and in the afternoon, again when he was returning, that afternoon, the man who had changed the signboard again came to see how things were, because he has written something there. So the blind boy recognized his footsteps, and because they have, when we don't have one particular sense organ, and all other sense organs, they will be, particularly to physically challenged, they'll be very active. They can sense anybody, they can identify, they can sense them. So the blind boy, he recognized his footsteps, and he asked, were you the one who changed my sign this morning? Then what did you write? He was very curious. Okay, so what did you write, he asked. Then the man said, I only wrote the truth. I only wrote the truth. I said what you said, but in a different way. I said, I wrote something different. And what he had written was, today is a beautiful day and I cannot see it. What he has written? What he wrote? Today is a beautiful day and I cannot see it. Then everybody will become empathetic looking, isn't it? So instead of writing, I am blind, please help, he wrote it differently. Today is a beautiful day and I cannot see it. Then everybody will become empathetic, thinking that, oh, the God, what a poor boy he is. So I am very sorry for this boy. They'll be thinking like that. So he couldn't see that beautiful day. Then everybody will grow empathetic and they'll drop some coins, offer, will be ready to offer help, isn't it? So do you think the first sign and the second sign were saying the same thing? Of course, both signs told the people that the boy was blind. But the first sign simply told that to help, telling people to help by putting some money in the hat. The second sign, it told people that they were able to enjoy the beauty of the day, but the poor boy could not enjoy because he was blind. So it conveyed the different message. Okay, fact was the same thing, but it conveyed different message differently. So the first sign simply said the boy was blind. The second sign told that people were that the second sign made all the people remember that they were very fortunate, that they were very lucky, that they were not blind. Okay, the second signboard simply made all the other people remember that they were very fortunate, that they were not blind. Okay, so should we, but surprised that the second sign was more effective, isn't it? So here we can see the creativity conveying the same thing in a different way, that we say it as creativity. Followed, that we say it as creativity. Okay, now moving to our next slide, it's all about activity. Have you ever been creative? Have you ever been creative? Then what did you create? So what was the process involved, and how did the outcome of the creativity help you? So these are here I've given you 4 different questions. Have you ever been creative anytime? Then what did you create? So what was the process involved in your creativity, and how did the outcome of the creativity help you? In what way it helped you? So I want you to answer these 4 questions as part of this activity. Okay. Now moving to our next slide. Here is the assignment. So what are the distinguishing qualities of creativity? I told you many qualities, isn't it? Many qualities. So what are the distinguishing qualities of creativity? I want you to write. What are the distinguishing qualities of creative people, so that you can differentiate normal people, magnetized people from demagnetized creative people, and the people who are not creative. Okay. So moving to our next slide. Look at this slide. It's okay to make mistakes, to have bad days, to be less than perfect, to do what's best for you, to be yourself. It's okay. Nothing wrong to make mistakes. If you make mistakes, okay, it's okay. To have bad days, sometimes we have, you can't predict every day to be as you wish, okay? And to be less than perfect, you can't expect always to be perfect, because nobody's perfect. And to do what's best for you, and to be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. Nothing wrong to be yourself. Because it's not a rule that everybody should like you. Okay, so but you be yourself, whether others may like you or not, but you have to be yourself. It's okay, nothing wrong. Okay, so you be yourself, you be creative, you try to be creative, you generate, you think divergently, and you always try to be creative. Okay, trying, there's nothing wrong in trying, isn't it? Okay, now, so good luck to be creative, to become creative. Okay, hope today you enjoyed. We have discussed much about creativity and what is the definition of creativity, what are the factors affecting creativity, and what are the different types of thinking, and how can you become more creative, what are the qualities of a creative personality, isn't it? So we have discussed much about creativity and hope you have enjoyed today's lesson and learned much about creativity. Thank you. Thank you, students, for your patient listening. Okay, I'll meet you very soon in the next class with a new topic. Okay, thank you.